Have you ever been sitting on the couch or been to a baseball game and watching the pitcher and curious about how or what pitches he's throwing and how does he get the movement on them? Well, today we're going to talk about the core pitches that high school, college, and professional baseball players use to pitch the batters. There are 5 core pitches that I'm going to talk about today. I want to break them up into 3 categories based on backward rotation, forward rotation, and no rotation. Backwards rotation, there's a 2-seam fastball, a 4-seam fastball, and a changeup. The frontward rotation is a curveball, and no rotation is a knuckleball. We'll first start off talking about the 4-seam fastball. Steve Ellis from the Chicago Cubs says that your 4-seam fastball is your ball that has your maximum velocity, which means it's going to be your hardest pitch or your fastest pitch. It's also a pitch that's going to be most accurate. Why? Because it doesn't have any movement at all. It has a straight action towards it, so it's going to be most accurate. The next pitch is a 2-seam fastball. Your 2-seam fastball actually does have movement. If I'm a right-handed batter and I have a right-handed pitcher facing me, a 2-seam fastball is going to come into me. If I'm a right-handed batter, I'm facing a left-handed pitcher, a 2-seam fastball is going to go away from me. Now these fastballs do come in pretty fast, but not as fast as your 4-seam, again because of the movement. The next pitch is a changeup. This is my favorite pitch because it was most effective for me. The great thing about a changeup is it looks like a fastball, but it's actually coming in slower than what a batter thinks. St. Louis Community College baseball pitching coach Alfredo Baez says on average your changeup should be 10 miles per hour slower than your fastball. So if I throw usually 90 miles per hour, your changeup will come in 80 miles per hour. So a great thing about a changeup is that, one, it'll come in slower, and because it's going to come in slower, it's going to come and drop. It's going to have a bite to it. So batters will go out in front on it. Going into the next category of a frontward rotation, we're going to talk about a curveball. Because of the frontward rotation on the baseball, your baseball, if I'm a right-handed batter, can come from my chest area down towards my knees. Steve Ellis also says that this is pitcher's most strikeout pitch or out pitch because of how much movement you can have on this pitch. Most pitchers call this a 12-6 curveball. If you think about a clock, you think about 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, that's basically what the pitch does. It can go from my chest down to my knees. Moving into the last category is no rotation at all. And yes, you can actually throw a baseball and have 0 rotation on it. Whenever I think of a knuckleball, I think of a pitcher from the Boston Red Sox, Tim Wakefield. Tim Wakefield did an interview with ESPN and they asked him, Tim, how do you throw your knuckleball? And he says, guys, I don't know. He goes, I'd have to show you with my grip of the baseball of how I actually throw it. I can't really describe it in words. There's no right way to throw it. And I think that that's pretty awesome that you can have a pitch that there's no right way to throw it, but still have no rotation on it. Now there's 3 things about the knuckleball that's so great. 1, it's the hardest pitch to throw. 2, it's the hardest to hit. And 3, it's the hardest to catch as a catcher. A catcher actually has to use a first baseman's mitt to be able to catch it easier, because the catcher's mitt is actually too thick to catch it. Tim Wakefield says it's such an effective pitch because I don't know what type of movement it's going to have on it. Sometimes it goes up and down, sometimes it goes side to side. So because I don't know what it's going to do, the batter doesn't know what it's going to do. And that's why it's so creative. Tim Wakefield kind of describes it as if you're a batter, it almost looks like it's coming in and it's floating at you. And that's why I think it's such a great pitch. Now, this isn't really a core pitch, but I thought it was a very cool pitch to be able to talk about and for you guys to know. So hopefully, now watching this, you'll be able to watch a game of baseball and watch a pitcher and be more knowledgeable about what pitches a pitcher's throwing and what type of movement it's going to have with it.